Hello, Footy Mini Watchers, and welcome to episode 7 of the AFL Dreamteam and Supercoach vidcast. This week we'll be looking at the spuds, the stars, the rookies, um, who are the key players to look at on the watch list as we move forward and cash cows get sold, and the injuries and the ins and outs for this week. So let's quickly go through this. First of all, we'll start with the spuds. Firstly, Nathan Cracker, having a horror season in the first few weeks of the year. So, horror few weeks, I suppose. But, yeah, you can see by his break-even points and his averages that even for a mid-ranked player that he was when purchased, that he's proven little value to anyone there. And he's been dropped this week by the looks of it. David Asprey, another one struggling down back for the Tigers to find the footy. And you can see his break-evens. He's going to continue down in price, and I think he's probably a few years off being worthy of any spot on a dream team or Supercoach team. Podsiadly, after a great season last year of constant 90s and 100s and over 100s, you can see by his break-even he's had a slow start to the season. So keep an eye on him, and if he's in your team, it might be worth considering trading this week before his value drops next week. But again, watch your trades, and if you're only in it for the league competition, people say don't trade this week, but you still have to look at upgrading your team towards finals time. So remember that if after this week, James Podsiadly's price will drop quite a bit. So keep that in mind also, that you need to bolster your team as the season goes on. Graham Johncock, again, it's a bit of a slow start. You can see his break-evens are gigantic, so his price will go down, but I expect his form to go up. So he's probably one you'd hold on to and expect him to get better as the season goes on. Daniel Connors is out with a back injury, so that's a major concern for anyone with Daniel Connors in their team. So his break-evens will stay even this week, but back injuries are always a sign of worry in terms of a player getting to enough contests and winning enough of the ball. So keep that in mind. Barry Hall, slow start to the season. His break-evens are probably reasonably good chance of getting them without the Bulldogs playing this week, next week, the week after. But his break-evens is much better than last week, and he did have a good week this week. So monitor other forwards in the league and see how he goes. Nathan Foley, he looked in a little bit of better form last week against the Hawks around the contest, started to get a bit more of the footy. His break-evens are very low, so for the value of money invested in him, which I think was around about mid 200s to late $200,000 in his cost to a team, I think his price will only go up, and I think he's beginning to get back into the tempo of AFL football, and I expect his price to start going up. Reece Shaw playing his tagging role. Yeah, I don't think I think around about the mid 60s or 70, low 70s is about going to be his average this year. So yeah, I'd be selling Reece Shaw if you could. Jared Waite's had a sluggish start to the year. You can see by his break-even in Dream Team, he's really struggling to get to a lot of the football this year. But the way he is getting his football has contributed to a slightly higher Supercoach score and a slightly lower break-even for Supercoach. So Supercoach should probably hold on to him, but in Dream Team, probably get rid of him. And Paul Duffield is... some people really rate Paul Duffield, and I'm one of them, especially in these comps. Next week he's just as likely to get 150 points, but at the moment he doesn't seem to be up and going. But he could get those break-even points, so it's 50-50 whether you keep going. Duffield, if you'd invested the money in Duffield, then I would keep him on board at the moment. Scott Thompson um, is going very well this year. Had massive scores last week. He'll easily get those break even, so his price will go up after the showdown this week. James Kelly, again having a good year, and he should get those break evens as well. He's really continuing on from his form from last year, and he looks like he's taken on extra responsibility down there at the Cats and has gotten that little bit better again. So anyone who took the gamble on James Kelly would be reasonably pleased with how things are going. Tom Rockcliffe, Dream Team and Supercoach machine. His price will go up again this week by the looks of those break evens. So if you need to do some trades or want to make a trade, then Tom Rockcliffe would be one where if you trade one of your middle tier midfielders who isn't going so well, Rockcliffe will make you money in the short term anyway with those break evens. And I put in Joel Selwood in here in the stars just mainly because of his injury in round one. His averages are way down and his break evens are very high. So he is a star worth looking at in terms of, in the short term over the next couple of weeks, possibly upgrades in the midfield, just because his price will drop. So if he has maybe one average week amongst those, then I think he could be looking at finding his way into a few people's midfields who haven't got Joel Selwood. Because those averages are not truly reflective, I don't think, of Joel Selwood's value in either competition. Much like Joel Selwood, to a little bit of lesser extent, Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis' average is down there. He's had one substitution role and he had one horrible game. Last week against Richmond, he looked to be back to his normal best for racking up a few possessions. You should get around those break-even points in Dream Team. I think you shouldn't be too far away, so his price might drop a little bit again in both, but he looks to be heading in the right direction for me, so watch him. Jed Adcock not playing this week with the bye, but you can see for anyone that took the risk with Jed Adcock at the price coming back from injury, his break-evens are still negative, so you're going in the right direction. And again, his teammate Jack Redden, I kind of had to take a double look at these numbers when I saw it, because I hadn't really noticed him before, but doing extremely well and his break-evens are good, so Jack Redden might be that quiet achiever at the line, so keep him in mind for your teams next week, because he has the bye this week with Brisbane. And Gary Ablett, a little bit like Joel Selwood, massive break-even, so his price could drop. So again, in a few weeks, he could be worth an upgrade in the midfield. Nathan Fyfe, he's my man crush for 2011. I love the way Nathan Fyfe plays his footy. He's averaging well, and his break-evens mean that his prices are going to go up. And I think his averages are going to go up as well. I expect him to average over 100 in both competitions by the end of the year, so very good player, Nathan Fyfe. And Liam Shields, the young hawk, having a breakout season. You can see by his low break-evens that his prices are only going to go up over the next few weeks. The rookies, let's have a look how the rookies are going. Ed Curnow, his break-evens are still in the negative, so he's probably got another 2 or 3 weeks before he kind of reaches his peak value. If he could continue going on with his current averages. Ditto with Tom Liberatore. He's got the bye this week though, so keep that in mind. Nicholas Dugan again, probably not 2 to 3 weeks away before he reaches his maximum value. And Jack Darling's probably a couple of weeks away as well, before his value starts to reach around the peak. You'll know when a player's about to bottom out in terms of improvement in their price when their player average kind of equals their break-even requirements. So then you'll know that there's really not a whole lot of value in them, and it might be time to sell them and get in another rookie that's just started playing, and upgrade another player in your team somewhere else, or bank that money to make a big upgrade a little bit later on in the season.